Welcome to Kingdom Nation. I'm your host, Dr. Latricia Roberts. We have an awesome show lined up for you, but let me first introduce my co-host, my sister in the Lord, none other than the Apostle, Tanya Stewart. Yeah!
Hello, my sister.
You always get an exciting intro. Yay! Amen. We're so excited. We love you guys, and we love hearing from you all. Listen, so send us emails. You can email us at info@knation.org. Again, that's info@knation.org. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to pick up from where we were last week on talking about bullying, because this is, believe it or not, a hot topic in schools right now.
It is.
Around the country, not just in your particular area, but around the country. So last week we talked about bullying. Let me digress because I didn't ask my sister how she was doing. What's going on with you today?
Everything is well.
Everything is well. So let's get in here. We talked about bullying, and we said bullying, just to recap a little bit before we go further, bullying is unwanted aggressive behavior amongst school children. Now, this can go from kindergarten all the way up to college. So, you know, we discussed that we were bullied, you know, us even when we're in school, but it was different than the way it is now. We talked about different types of bullying. So, you know, how did you define bullying on the first show? Do you remember?
Yes, it was unwanted aggressive behavior that many times happen in the school districts with children of all different ages, just as you have described. And so when bullying is taking place, then they need to cry out for help. And those were some of the things that we talked about, with people loving each other and treating each other like they want to be treated. That's an important concept that we have to continue to instill in our children so they'll know how to stand when bullying shows up.
And watch this. We also discussed about having making sure you get open lines of communication with your kids. Because, see, if they're getting bullied and they don't feel they can come talk to you about it, they're going to hold all of that in. And see, what we're missing is, even through the music and through programs on TV, and we see all the killing and murder, and it's in the video games, they think this is an out. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to talk to our children. Know if you're having issues, come talk to us. And so we have to make sure the lines of communication are open and they understand it's all right to come talk to mom, dad. If you got to talk to your big sister, if you got to tell a policeman, grandmother, tell somebody. Because the last thing we want you to do is be dealing with this by yourself. Because now times have changed. And so bullying is leading to other things. You know, and so here, and one of the things we did say was that if your child was an A student, all of a sudden their grades start to drop. Here's a good sign that your child could be getting bullied. So, I mean, because you know, sometimes you do teach. So what is that? Have you even witnessed anything like that in the schools?
Yes, there are different times where kids will hit other kids just because they may have a condition or they may be physically
challenged or something.
Yes, and they would just hit for no reason, just hit. Why? Because they want to be in control. And many times when kids want to degrade other kids, that's what they do. They make them feel shame. They make them feel less than. And in this hour, we got to empower our children to let them know they are loved. They are accepted, and it's okay to be different and be themselves.
It is. Now, watch this. She said something that was important. She said it's okay to be accepted and be yourself. Now, here's a new word that we were talking before we started the show, and that was shaming. And you said that, so I need to jump in and throw that in, because shaming is really another word for bullying. How dare you make somebody feel bad because they are different than you? They're, you know, they look different, they act different. It is not your place to bully somebody.
No. Take advantage of someone to make them feel less than. Why? Did somebody bully them to make them feel like they need to bully somebody else?
That's a good question, because a lot of times kids that bully have been bullied, and so they want to take that power and you know, use it on get somebody else or make somebody feel bad. You know, because my hair is longer, or I look different, I'm a different color, or like you said, maybe a little challenged. It is not your place to pick on these people, because you got to put yourself in that position and think, if somebody bullied you, how would you feel? How would you feel because somebody makes you feel different because your hair is not as long, or you're not this particular whatever it is, or you don't wear the name brand stuff, you know, and because our kids are not getting good sound teaching at home, or even in the school, it does make a difference.
Yes, because remember, when we were coming up 20, 30 years ago, we learned about what? Beliefs, values,
and morals. Come on now.
That was standard at home. Now the teachers are having to teach the moral standards with our children, and that shouldn't be.
And that shouldn't be. Watch this. They should get that before they even get to the school. Watch this. You should know how to obey adults and people of authority before you even get to school. But I heard some parents say, it's not my job to teach. I'm not a teacher.
But it's
and I beg to differ, because every mother, you know, it's just innately in you to teach your child. So watch this. Before they even get to school, they should know their colors. They should know their numbers, their address, their phone number. They should know all of this. But some of our kids are going to school a blank slate. Nothing.
That's true.
It makes it harder for the teacher, because now they got to stop and go back on things that the parents should tell them. I know we're getting off, but it actually flows with it.
Yes. And that's the case that's happening today, and that's what saddens a lot of people, and which causes a lot of teachers to want to retire or walk away, because they're doing double duty in an area where it shouldn't be.
Where it shouldn't be. You know, so we are talking about bullying, and we done sidetracked a little bit, but the thing is, when you deal with bullying, you want to know why the kid's bullying. What is the reason? What's going on with your children? Because please don't think LaJohnny's at school being wonderful. Please don't. And some of our kids are terrible at home, so when they get in the streets, they're the same way. My mother used to say all the time, the way your kids act at home is the way they're going to act in the streets. Our parents back in the day went up to the schools. They talked to the teachers. They went around. They found out how you were doing. Now the parents are really hands off. And the kids are left to them own to do whatever they want to do. So watch this. Bullying goes both ways.
That sure does.
Teachers can bully.
Yes.
And kids can bully the teachers. Am I telling the truth?
That's true.
And so that's very true. So we got, you know, students trying to fight teachers. Go sit your little young self down and learn something. My mother would say all the time, I didn't send you to school to play. I sent you to school to learn.
That's true. And that's the truth, and that's what should be happening. But instead, we are seeing different things, because there are kids still bullying other kids. And as you have addressed, there are kids bullying the teacher, or the teacher being bullied the kid. And so there's a lot of things happening that need to change.
It definitely needs to change. So let's talk about the different types of bullying. We know one is verbal.
Yes.
And, you know, sometimes you don't have to touch me, but your words can still hurt.
Yes, and I can call you a name
that
is not your natural name.
Come on.
To make you feel less than, or to try to hoover with others, to talk about you and gossip about you, to make you feel shame, as you say, the new term.
Shame.
To make you feel like you don't fit in, to make you feel like you're not valuable enough, you don't know enough, you're not pretty enough, you don't have the knowledge enough, so they make you feel stupid and make you feel depressed. And that's what's happening in the schools.
But see, what we're missing is that actually the bullying, the shaming, whatever you want to call it, actually leads to depression.
Yes.
And kids now don't want to go to school because of it.
No.
They're dropping out, or they're telling their parents they're going.
Yes.
And they never show up. And because the parents are not as active in the child's education as they should be, they don't know the kids are not even going to school. We used to have what they call truant officers. Hello, school district. Bring it back. Truant officers. And you could not be seen.
Come on here.
You could not be seen on the streets at certain times of the day.
No, you
during school hours, you were supposed to be in school, and if they saw you, they would pick you up.
That's right.
Nowadays, kids can do whatever they want to, go wherever they want to go. There's no consequences. So what I do see is a lot of things where we've gotten to relax on some of the rules.
Yes.
The same rules that made us who we are. Now the kids saying, you know, we don't have to do that. It's unnecessary. And the parents are saying that too. So parents, well, you need you to go back and rethink maybe your parenting style.
Yes.
Maybe what's going on. Talk to your kids. Let them know bullying is wrong. Let them know making somebody feel bad is wrong because they don't look like you or have what you have. Everybody don't make the same pay.
That's right.
So how dare you sit there and make them feel bad? If you feel that, you know, that way, give them something. You know what? We got to go pay some bills, and we'll be right back after this.
Yes.
No matter where they are, the restless imagine being somewhere else. And when they get there, they do things most people can only imagine. That's why we made the all-new Jeep Cherokee with its exclusive Select Terrain system for class-leading capability for wherever you find yourself.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Kingdom Nation. Our topic today is bullying. So what we're going to do is finish recapping. Well, we actually already recapped, but we need to finish giving the different types of bullying. We've only mentioned one and got lost on that one, and that was verbally bullying somebody. And then there's actually the physical, where you see kids getting punched and kicked and even tripped, because the whole thing is to make you look bad and be embarrassed. So we got verbal bullying, we have physical bullying, and then they have social bullying. Please don't get this confused with cyberbullying. It's actually two different things. So when we're in public, I'm trying to embarrass you, make you feel bad about how you look. You know, it goes along that. That's what social. And then the last one is actually cyberbullying. This is where we're doing it on Facebook, on Twitter, calling you out, saying things, putting posts up about people. You know, so there's different types of bullying. You know, and so we as parents, we need to be aware of what type of bullying is going on. So in other words, talk to your children. Ask them how their day was. That was a good one that you mentioned earlier. Ask them how their day was, because we need to understand what's going on in their world. Because their world and your world, believe it or not, same household, is actually different.
That's right.
It's actually different.
Because when you ask your child what happened today, that gives them an opportunity to express themselves. That gives them an opportunity to tell you the bad parts about their day, the good parts about their day, and how they feeling right now about that class or the people in that class.
Or even that teacher.
Or the teacher.
Watch this. So you got to make sure, one big thing is communication. We can't really stress that enough, because we want you to be able to talk to your kids, because a lot of times your kids are afraid to talk to you. And they really need to.
Express themselves.
To express it, exactly.
Because that many times, if they don't, like you said earlier, it begins to go on the inside, and they feel like they have nowhere to turn, and that means that they will turn to wrong things like drugs, alcohol, other.
But watch this, or even watch this. Sometimes there's that small part that won't turn to drugs, but they'll go play their video games for 6 hours. They're trying to escape something. They're trying to get out of something and stop thinking about it. And watch this. They used to tell us, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Now, what it told us, and the generation before this was able to deal with words more. This generation, who talks more on technology, texting, and on the phone, and on Facebook, and on Twitter, they're missing that communication between each other gap.
That social skill.
The social skills.
That involves you communicating, involves you talking and looking at a person face to face. You can say anything in a text.
And might not mean it the way you read it.
That's right.
You know, so sometimes we taking texts and emails the wrong way. So we have to be careful how we're saying things, how you think it's going to be perceived. And then our kids are very emotional. So we need to talk to our kids. And you know, they used to tell us, toughen up. Now this generation, we don't know how to, because, you know, that one article I told you I was reading on Psychology Today was saying that kids that are bullied don't commit suicide that often, or the two are not linked, when in actuality they are linked. Some of these kids are coming back and killing themselves. The one young lady that was on Facebook, somebody said, go kill yourself, and she literally did that. Because, watch this. So my question is, where was the mother? Where was the father? Somebody she could talk to, be it a big sister or whatever. We need to give our kids an outlet so they can talk.
So you're saying, who's hearing the silent cry?
Come on, because they're crying.
Their pain? Who's not paying attention?
Come on, you're right.
To know that something is going wrong with this child.
Mood swings. Your kids come home and they're instantly angry with you. Come on now.
Launching out at you, and you're not the person that they need to be launching at, but normally it's the closest person that's to you that you launch out at, because you need somebody to vent to. To say, hey, I'm hurting. I'm mad.
I'm angry. They made me feel bad. I was embarrassed, or something like that. They need to be able to say that. And sometimes we have to put that stipulation on there without any repercussions from the parent. Because you want them to be able to open up. And watch this. What does that look like? And you mentioned earlier about talking, how was your day? So sometimes we have to go beyond how was your day, because some of these kids have some attitudes on them, and watch this, they're disrespectful to the parent as well as the teacher. So how do we reach them? Because even those that bully are having issues, and they're just trying to find a way to get theirs out too. So we have to think of ways or find ways to say, how can I reach my child? How can I get them to talk to me? You know what? Something as simple as having dinner back at the dinner table.
Come on. Bringing it back to unity.
Watch this, because at the end of the day, that child needs to feel loved and like somebody care about them, and that's what they're missing. Mama at work, daddy at work, you got to spend time with grandma. Grandma don't understand, or that child is at home by themselves.
Yes.
Come on now.
Isolated, lonely. Here come the video games.
Come on.
Teaching them violence, how to respond and drive crazy and do all these things that are abnormal. They should be learning how to be able to grow up and mature into things, but yet they're still learning how to do things that are opposite of what we learned years ago. But back to the table. That was the most important point right there. Bringing it back to the table, because many issues then were discussed.
Resolved right there at the table. Come on now.
Somebody had your answer.
Somebody watch it, and we think it's that ain't nothing. We could eat in our room. No. We could not eat in our room. We had to come to the table. Mom and dad was there, and if dad wasn't there or at work or something, mom was there, and you got everything out and open. What happened to you at school today? I don't want to talk about. Well, why not? So mom knew after dinner she needed to talk to you.
That's right.
See there? That's what's missing in our kids' life. The parents need to come back and say, hey, let's sit down at the table and be a family again.
Yes.
You in your room, she in her room, everybody on the internet, ain't nobody talking to each other. Well, how is this a family? We just people in a house. You ain't saying nothing.
Where's the unity? Where's the love?
They'll be more apt to tell you that, Mom, somebody was picking on me today.
Because it's routine.
Yeah.
That means, okay, I'm just going to tell my mom, and she's going to help me, give me some tools, give me some insight. Dad's going to tell me how to address this situation, how to change it so it works out in my favor, and everybody comes in full circle. But when you're lacking that,
yeah,
when you don't have that,
come on,
where do you go?
Watch this. I'm going to go here, and it's all off point, but we're going that way. Stop trying to buy your kids with stuff.
Oh, my God.
Girl, did I go there?
Yes,
did I go there? I'm
yes,
sorry. Did I go there? I'm sorry.
Buying $150 shoes.
Ooh. Watch this. And the kids don't even make good grades. Oh. Watch this. My mother would buy me things that she normally wouldn't buy me when I got good grades. Now we reward our kids for any and everything. No, ma'am, no, sir. If you want to know how to do it, call me. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. Wrong principle. Because you're teaching them they can have things even when they're wrong. And the world is going to teach them, when they get in society, is going to teach them a whole different way.
And you said something right there. When you get in society, they're not going to just look over you cussing and clowning and being disrespectful. They may pop you in your mouth. But if you get dealt with at home, you'll be respectful.
Watch this, dealt with at home in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yes.
Watch this, fathers, while we here. Look, while we here. Let your daughter know she your first. You take on our first date.
Come on now.
Watch this. Daddy need to take his daughter on the first date so she'll know how a man's supposed to treat her.
Come on.
Come on. We playing with this, and we need to be for real about it. Because watch this. This is why our kids get into a whole lot of stuff, or get into them places where they are bullied into certain things and to do certain things and to be a certain way and act a certain way. And then we got kids on TV who are supposed to be influential, and they're acting bad.
Come on.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Because you said something.
Come on.
Fathers need to let the daughters know, hey, you're beautiful.
Well, you're more than beautiful. You're more than beautiful. You're more than special. Listen, I got to go pay some more bills. We'll be right back.
Yes.
I'm leaving you, Wesley.
But why?
You haven't noticed me in 2 years.
I was in a coma.
Well, I still deserve appreciation.
Who was there for you when you had amnesia?
Ugh, you know I can't remember that.
Stop this madness. If it's appreciation you want, you should both get Snapshot from Progressive. It rewards good drivers with big discounts on car insurance.
It's a miracle. I can walk again.
Go back to your room, Susan Lucci.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Kingdom Nation. We're still talking about bullying. And before we went to break, we were discussing how we're rewarding our children for bad behavior, bad grades. We're not teaching them. We don't even teach them etiquette anymore. So that's a whole different show.
Yes.
Well, we can stay on that for another 3 episodes.
Yes.
So let's get back to bullying and talk about what are some of the effects of bullying.
And some of the effects is depression. Because you think about when you feel shame, that's a sign of sadness, loneliness, because the person who's doing the bullying is trying to get everybody on their side. And so you're dealing with a person who is sad, lonely, hurt, confused, trying to find a way out.
Trying to watch this, not only trying to find a way out, but they're trying to find love, and usually somebody that care about them. Usually, here's the wrong opportunity that presents itself.
My goodness.
You see what I'm saying? Watch this. Oh, you wanna? We your sisters. Here go gang life. You see what I'm saying? Because that's exactly how it happens. Nobody like you. Well, you over here with us, we'll protect you. We'll be your family. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And watch this. Contrary to what people believe, gangs ain't dead. You ain't saying that. They're not dead. And so watch this. We need to make sure we're talking to our kids and letting them know what's going on in school. And watch this. And then as a parent, you need to know how to get some of the lingo out of your kids, so you're not sitting there and they talking over your head because they talking in code. You ain't saying nothing. Come on. So they do that too. So some other the effects of bullying, kids who bully or who are bullied experience negative physical attributes in school. They don't want to do certain things. They're ashamed about doing certain things and going to the gym, because after all, the kids gonna talk about them because maybe they're a little heavier or they're too skinny. Nobody's perfect.
Right. And then also mental effects. Can you imagine being bullied constantly over and over again? How mentally that will be disturbing for a kid. That's just like torment.
And if they don't have an outlet to say something to somebody, that thing, watch this, just like the enemy does, he'll replay it over in your mind over and over. You might as well kill yourself. That'll be the next thing to come up. Don't nobody care about you. That's what he says to you.
Yes.
Please understand what we're saying. When you hear voices like that, that's not God.
No.
Whether you watch this, for those who don't believe him, you scared to believe him, you don't understand what you're hearing.
That's right.
When you hear kill yourself, that's not God.
No, it's not God.
Come on.
And that means that you're not alone. If you would just reach out to someone.
Yeah, say something to somebody.
Because you're crying silently.
Yeah.
And nobody is hearing your crying sound. And so therefore you need to open up your mouth.
Please do.
So that somebody can help you.
Yes.
There is help available.
There is help.
You can overcome.
Yes.
You can come out of this learning something. You don't have to die where you are.
Watch this. Now that was wonderful. You don't have to die, whether it's emotionally or even physically. It is so many kids dying.
Yes.
Watch this. And some of them by their own hands. And this is sad. What is our future if all our kids are killing themselves? What are we going to look like? Watch this. In church and out of church. You ain't saying what do we have to look forward to if our kids are dying and they're killing themselves? We need to stop and say, hey, something's not working. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to really parenting our kids and not letting the TV do it. Not exposing them to a whole lot of stuff that they shouldn't be exposed to at an early age. A lot of our kids have already lost their innocence and they haven't even had sex, some of them.
Yes. And that is so sad.
Come on.
Because it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
If the parents would step up, because we got to come up in this season. We got to come up in this hour.
Right.
Because behavior patterns in our children need to change.
And it says something.
Yes.
Something's going on at school.
Yes.
Something, now they're getting so wrapped up in boyfriend, girlfriend, and we all had boyfriend and girlfriend, so I'm not, but now if he breaks up with me, I'm going to kill myself. Yeah, I can't live without you. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You weren't born with it.
No.
Come on now, but help us, Lord, because we really need some help in this area because our kids are hurting.
Yes.
Our children are beyond hurting and nobody's listening. Nobody wants to hear. And they're dealing with stuff that some of us didn't face until we got grown. And so now watch this. You got kids dealing with grown folks' issues.
Ooh.
Come on now.
That is so real.
Come on.
And that is so true. And so we need to do something different so our children will have a future.
Oh my God. She said it right there. They need to have a future and we're not sustaining them right now. We're not helping them. And when I say we, I'm talking about the world,
the nation.
And I'm not just picking on you because all of our kids need some help. Stop and take time out, watch this, and just hug your kids and tell them, I love you.
Or take them to a movie yourself.
Have a date night with your kids.
Yes.
Watch this. They have to find out from us that we love them. Not they think we're not sure. My mama, maybe she love me. And watch this, kids that are watching. Just because your parents don't get you the latest this, or this, don't mean they don't love you. They might be showing you more love than you really realize. Come on.
That's true, because having the latest doesn't mean that's love.
Come on.
That just means that's popular. We're not going to school or sending our children to school to be popular. We're sending them to learn.
To get an education. Watch this. This is one thing they will never be able to take from you, and that's your education.
That's true.
They cannot pull it out of your head. They cannot take it from you. Even if they say you didn't get educated, it's still up there. And this is one of the most powerful things we have, and that's our mind. And if you're wasting it, that's an ugly word, but if you're wasting it, what are you really doing? What are you going to do with your life? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Because if you get bad grades in high school, and you're not applying yourself, or even saying, I need to change, trying to get some counseling, some help, some kind of tutoring or something, how you going to get into college?
So, if bullying other people is wrong, and it's messing with our thought process.
You saying something. Come on.
And the person that's being bullied and the person who's doing the bully and the person who's watching the bully.
Everybody guilty. Everybody guilty. Everybody guilty.
Affects the lives of the children involved.
Watch this. When everybody, if you are the person that's being bullied, you're depressed. You're vulnerable.
Yes.
You feel weak. Ooh. Come on now. And watch this. The bully, sometimes it just take one good, leave me alone, and some of them back off.
Yes.
Because sometimes your bully is really afraid of you. They're jealous of you. But we don't want to, they would never admit it.
They would never say it.
So instead of me saying it, I like you or whatever, I'm just going to pick on you. So watch this. The flip side of that, they have an aggression and they think they can get away with certain things. So sometimes those that bully people, even, get into criminal activity, the whole nine, because they think they're invincible. Yeah, they can do whatever.
So how do we get our kids today to find a safe place to prevent bullying?
You know what? That safe place is at school, in a teacher's office, the principal's office, at the police station, or these sub-police stations like around here, like a quick trip. Go somewhere and get some help. If you have to go to the hospital to tell somebody, because by law, a nurse has to. If you come in and saying you've been abused, they have to report it. You ain't saying that. And so what we have to do is have more conversations, more meetings, and getting together, the parents coming together and being concerned about their children. Listen, we only got a few seconds. We love you all. We appreciate you for turning in. We might have to have a part 3 to this, because this thing is going deeper, and we want to get some teachers and hear back from you. Email us. We love you. God bless.
God bless.